The core concept behind SmallTalk is to get people face to face and have real life conversations as opposed to conversations over instant messenger or Facebook. And so all those technologies are wonderful, and the application is dependent on things like your social media profile and so forth. So we couldn't have it without that. But it's supposed to bring people face to face where they could take technology aside and have a much deeper conversation and in turn build relationships with each other. The idea originally stemmed from my experience at Startup Weekend and my inability to go up to strangers and start a conversation. So I had attended Startup Weekend on Friday night, and when I first got there I didn't see anyone that I recognized or knew, and I pretty much stood by myself for a while and looked around the room wondering, how do I start a conversation with someone? And I looked and I, was very superficial like we all are, looking at, people and saying, I don't think I have anything in common with that person, or, maybe that person. But that's, a very terrible way of looking at things. And I was thinking to myself, what if there was a better way of knowing if you had a shared interest with someone else in the room? Then you can go up to that person and say, hey, you're a Red Sox fan, I'm a Red Sox fan, great game last night, and you can go on from there. And so it was kind of a way to, get an icebreaker, get a conversation started, and from there you can start, talking about, deeper subjects. The idea of Startup Weekend is it's a 54-hour event where entrepreneurs from all over the country come, and you pitch an idea and teams are built in real time based on the 30-second pitch that you make in front of the entire group. I'm not much of a public speaker. I was really, really nervous when I was making the pitch, and we had a guest speaker, Jeff Hoffman, the CEO of Priceline. So besides speaking in front of a group of 80 strangers, I also had Jeff Hoffman that I was speaking in front of, this super intelligent guy that's built this multi-billion dollar company. So it was a little bit nerve-wracking. And I wasn't sure that my idea was going to get picked. I didn't know if anyone really understood the concept in the 20 or so seconds that I took to pitch it. But right away, Igor came up to me and he was super excited about my idea, and it was really his enthusiasm that caused me to think that, hey, maybe this is a viable pitch after all. Most of the time, you're paired together with a bunch of strangers all at once, and it sometimes works out great, sometimes not. Some teams disband, some members leave to join another team. So you're really just thrown into the fire right away because you got this huge deadline to go through. I was fortunate enough to have a wonderful team. We had a variety of age ranges and experience level. My group came together rather quickly. We bonded rather fast. You get put into an office and you pretty much have the entire weekend to come up with a business from scratch. And so that's, build your business plan, build a presentation, figure out your revenue model, build a demo. If you can't build you don't have time to get a working demo, build a PowerPoint presentation that gets the point across. So you do a lot of different things that aren't necessarily just business or development related. There's a lot of research involved. There's making phone calls. There's design work. And everyone in the group had to wear a lot of different hats, and we all had to pitch in. And it was a crazy brainstorming session with people pitching different ideas and pivoting and interacting with the mentors and changing based on their feedback. And so it was a wonderful experience, very tiring, a lot of long hours. We chose the two youngest members of the group to make the presentation. Maybe it was because they were the least scared. And Chris and Igor did a wonderful job. They kind of had a yin and yang thing going on there. And we all stood up there in a group. And then after the presentation's done, you have a 2.5 minute window for the judges to ask you questions, based on your presentation. And once that's over, then the real nervousness breaks in. They start figuring out what teams to vote, and the judges pull together all their points, and they announce the winners at the end.
Cool. And who was the winner?
That was our group, SmallTalk. And it was a huge surprise, not to most of my team members, but definitely to me. Excitement all around. We're very grateful for the opportunity. We put a lot of sweat and tears into, coming up with the presentation, and everybody worked really hard, and I was extremely proud of everybody and how they pulled together and how it all came out in the end. Prizes are all geared towards actually making your startup become a viable business, and they're fantastic prizes. It's things like incubator space, time with attorneys, time with accountants, and it's the idea is that you'll actually take this to fruition and build out a working prototype and make an actual real business out of it, and that's our plan. So we're already in contact every day. Ideas are flying left and right. We're networking, decided on schedules. We're going to meet up again this weekend. From there, we'll decide on what type of a corporate entity we want to be, and we'll build out that working prototype and start contacting events and coordinators and getting a beta launched and seeing where we go from there.
Great. So what would you tell someone else who's thinking about going to Startup Weekend? What should they be prepared for?
Not to sleep. Definitely be prepared not to sleep. Drink lots of coffee. You're going to probably have the most memorable experience of your entire life and the most exhausting at the same time. You're going to meet a bunch of like-minded entrepreneurs, and it's just a wonderful atmosphere. It's very community-driven. Even if you're not on a team of another team, you converse with them on a regular basis. You help them out. Teams help each other out, even though it's a competition. There's just a great spirit amongst everybody. Everyone wants their startup to succeed, and they want everybody else's startup to succeed. And that's the whole point of the event, is to get people up off the couch and start building.
Cool. All right. Congrats, Ryan.
Thank you.